The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
From Hollywood, California, by way of the Broken Skull Ranch, this is the Steve Austin Show.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Now, here's Steve Austin.
God damn, sitting here with Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias rolled in with a damn posse on his ass.
That's how I do it, man.
You guys roll up. I'm always that time. Anytime somebody comes to the house, I'm standing out there with my Red Bull just waiting. Okay, see what this motherfucker going to drive up. I'm waiting. These cars passing by. And I said, man, he can't be driving that. He can't be driving that. And then all of a sudden, you said you're 3 minutes away in a text message. Maroon Prius comes up and said, I know this motherfucker ain't going to show up in a Maroon Prius. I'm going to have to open up a can of whoop ass on this motherfucker. And he passed by. I said, God damn. I said, thank God Fluffy didn't get out of a goddamn Toyota Prius. And then you come cruising up, and I seen that black 300. I said, shit. I said, this is my man right here.
That's how I do it right there.
Then you pulled up the gull wing doors. When'd you get them done?
Well, I put some Lambo doors on it, and my girl was thrilled. She was really excited. She thinks it's the stupidest thing ever. But I'm like, you know what? Every guy thinks it's cool, and that's what I care about.
Yeah, but
I don't want to get in that car. I'm like, fine, don't get in the car.
She don't like it that much?
It bothers her. She don't like she goes, it looks stupid me putting, exactly.
Chicks don't really get it. I got drunk one night on eBay, and I bought 87 El Camino. I bought a bunch of shit on eBay when I was drunk. I don't drink and do eBay anymore. So I got a black and silver 1987 El Camino. It comes from Florida, ships in black and silver, shiny like a motherfucker, in good shape. God damn, I think I went through a couple of ex-wives, but none of them would like to get into that car and drive it because they just don't understand what a cool car is. The Gull Wings, now, was that an expensive addition? Is it easy to do?
$1,700, man. You can't beat that.
Can they do a Gull Wing on a 95 Ford Bronco? Y'all seen my shit parked out there
I saw it parked out in front.
Yeah.
I saw it parked out front.
Yeah, I'm thinking about lowering that bitch and putting some curb feelers on it and making that motherfucker for a street. You know what I'm saying?
You've been in Los Angeles way too long, bro.
No, but you're from here. You're from the LBC, correct?
Long Beach, yeah.
Y'all jumped around a little bit, but you ended up in Long Beach.
Yeah, I know. I was born in San Diego, but I lived in Long Beach most of my life.
Dude, check this out. To my listeners at their crib right now, I'm sitting there waiting on Gabe and you said you was going to bring some cats by. I didn't know how many cats you was going to bring. All of a sudden, you and the one guy get out the black 300. I didn't see the other car pull up. What was the other car?
The car was the Maroon Prius.
Was that you? That motherfucker damn got me.
Yeah,
I just cocked the gun. I'm going to shoot a motherfucker right here.
I'm trying to remind my manager, I pay you better than that, bro.
What were you driving up in? Okay. God damn, I tell you, there's one thing I can't stand. So anyway, but then y'all started congregating.
Hey, Joe, you got to leave, man. You got to leave,
But
man.
there was a package. There was like a white package. I said, these motherfuckers brought some dope or something. It ain't dope, man. It brought me a 12-pack of Tall Boy Coors Lights. Brought a, what's that, Patron?
A bottle of Patron.
Bottle of JD, Jack Daniels. I broke out the shot glasses. I'm drinking a Red Bull. Just started a diet, gluten-free.
Oh, yeah.
And then motherfucker showed up.
DDP got to your ass already.
You
gotta get off the GMOs, bro.
And then Fluffy comes up. He got action figure. He got a little doll that talks. And you can get us all on fluffyguy.com.
Fluffyguy.com.
You tour like a motherfucker. How many days a year are you on the road?
I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year.
Dude,
my touring is very close to the schedule that you guys would have had.
Right.
Without
the bumps and the bruises. But being on the road is being on the road.
Being on the road is being on the road. But you know what? Everything has its, you're always at airports. You're always at train stations, bus stations, motels, hotels, good places, bad places. You're hanging out with great people. You're hanging out with crappy people. You're trying to get paid. You're trying to chase your money. Like who has it? You're trying to stick to the schedule. You're trying to get some sleep. You can't sleep at the hotel because you got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to catch that early morning flight to get to Davenport or wherever the hell they want to send you. So, I mean, it takes us, sometimes you got to take a little extra something to go to sleep. Sometimes you got to take a little something to wake up. And eventually it takes its toll at home. So that's why we're drinking.
Dude, you just made me have a flashback to my whole career. Toss in a bunch of beatings, but it's exactly what you said. Take something to get up, take something to go down. Sometimes just take something for the ride.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, when I first had the dream of becoming a comic, it was two dreams. It was I'm either going to be a comedian or a professional wrestler because I loved wrestling that much. And after my first fist fight in elementary school, I said, I'm a pussy for pain. I will be telling jokes.
It wasn't ever that I liked pain, but, I wasn't funny enough to be a comedian. I was funny enough to tell a few stories at the campfire and make a few cats laugh, but I don't know about getting a bunch of motherfuckers to pay and go to a building and listen to me tell jokes like you do. How do you make all this shit up? Because, man, been watching all your stuff on YouTube, and I know a lot of it is life experiences that you actually went through. But some of this has just got to be a fabrication in your writing.
You know what? Every story is based on something that happens, and of course, you embellish a little bit just to make it funny and acceptable for yourself.
You can't tell no vanilla story up there.
No, because people are going to see right through it.
A little bit,
Yeah, but I mean, people say, well, how do you come up with these stories? The same way that tomorrow I'm going to say, oh, guess whose house I was at yesterday. I'm very fortunate, and I'm in a position where I get exposed to a lot of cool things, and you can either stay quiet about it or you can talk about it.
Right.
You know, not a lot of people have stories about, oh, I just got back from India. I do. Not a lot of people have performed in the Middle East and say, oh, I perform for locals, not just for the troops. And so when you got situations like that and you talk about them, that's what makes it unique. And so, I mean, I think that by putting my personal life out there, instead of trying to be the whole set-up punch guy, I think that's given me the whole appeal of people wanting to see the shows.
When did you discover that you could just, make people laugh? Or just when did you really learn how to tell a story? Because you tell a mean-ass story. I mean, you're good. I mean, and that's why we got all this merchandise sitting on the damn table right here, and that's why you're selling out everywhere you go. When did you realize that you was a funny motherfucker?
I think the first time I got a check. The first time I probably got.
That could have been a shitty check.
It could have been a shitty check. But you know what? At the time, I was broke, and so anything was a good thing. And so someone says, "Hey, here's some money. Please come back next week. I want you to do that again."
Right.
And eventually, it starts snowballing. And in the beginning, you can't get thousands of people to come into a building to see you. You got to start off with the 2-3 people that are willing to hang out at the Comedy Store on a Tuesday night at 1 o'clock in the morning and see what you can do with that.
Right. But was you a class clown? Was you making your family?
No, I opened for the class clown. He was an asshole. No, I'm kidding. No, I was not a class clown. I was actually very quiet. I was very quiet all through high school, but I'm really good at listening and just taking everything in so that later on when I do tell a story, I got all the good details.
So if you're just out, running the streets, doing errands, or coming over here, you always taking information in and say, oh, man, it's, and you can make something out of nothing.
I could probably go up on stage tonight and talk about how I got stuck in traffic. Next thing I know, I'm at the liquor store right up the street from your house, and I'm dealing with the lady. What do you want to drink? I need some Jack Daniels. Are you sure? Because we have a sale on the timber drink. I'm like, I don't want a timber drink. Right. The man drinks JD. That's what I need. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And just by telling something simple like that and putting a character and a voice and a sound effect to it, it makes the story a little interesting.
We hooked up this interview through a mutual friend, DDP. We're going to get to him in a minute, Diamond Dallas Page. God damn, this motherfucker.
Let me take another shot before you...
take another shot.
Let me take another shot.
Now, you guys know that I just started the damn diet. Trying to get ready for them, make mine a half.
For you, okay.
My PR people just gave me these badass skull shot glasses. They're inverted. How would you describe that?
Imagine a skull molding. And you just basically you pour the drink
into the skull.
Into the skull.
Yeah. So we're drinking.
These are the sickest shot glasses ever. And actually, I saw them on your Twitter, which is really cool. But you poured something gold into it, which made it look even better.
I'm smart like that.
Yeah.
What was the question I was asking? Oh, so anyway,
DDP.
Yeah, we're doing DDP. And we're drinking shots here. You showed up with all this bullshit. This could be the greatest experience of my life. Drinking shots.
Yeah, and it's funny because you get a guy in here whose nickname is Fluffy, and you don't expect to see bottles of freaking alcohol.
Well,
and
when
beer
you start talking about the road and you start talking about the alcohol and all the stuff that goes with it, I thought you was just ribbing.
No,
just watching your act. No, but check it out. When you watch you on YouTube, and he gets straight up, got the Hawaiian shirts, nice presentation, good-looking young cat. I'm just thinking, no, dude's probably pretty straight up, and he don't do nothing. So when you show up with all the booze, I'm like, this cat's, he's right up my alley.
Your alley's messed up, bro. Because that's my alley too.
Well, you see my Bronco, my damn black Suburban out there. You rolling up into the hood, man. You hanging out with white trash today. Let's talk about a little bit more about being on the road. You're 37 now.
37 years old now. I've been doing stand-up for 17 years. So I started right when I was 20. And right out the gate, man, I started getting booked to go to these little holes in the walls.
But let's talk about paying dues. And, if you've ever heard my show, man, this is all about the working man. And a lot of people listen to this show going to work or from work or listen while they at work, but trying to pay their bills. And so it wasn't just all the bright lights and all of a sudden you're a big star.
No.
Talk about paying the dues in the vein of stand-up comedy, because I know the road that I went down. How was it for you?
I started doing stand-up in April of 1997, and at the time there was no YouTube, no Twitter, no social media, none of this stuff. If you wanted to get your butt out there, you had to make some connections and get yourself either on TV, morning television, or on the radio. And, if you're in a small town, it's pretty easy to get on morning radio, if you're willing to call in and do some characters and make the guys laugh and be a sidekick.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it was really hard. I was taking gigs for nothing. I would drive from L.A. to Sacramento for $50, and then that didn't include my hotel or nothing. I'd pay for my own hotel, pay for my own gas, and basically I was losing money. But I loved it that much that, you know what, it wasn't about the money. I just loved doing it, and I loved the feeling.
But take me back just for a second there, because when you was working for a cell phone company and you was wanting to get up into the comedy, and it was like a decision. You could either stay with a cell company and keep that steady paycheck or go off and take the chance on comedy. You took the chance and something happened because you lost a couple of things.
Yeah, well, here's the thing is that when I was working for a company called LA Cellular at the time that turned out to be AT&T, I was making probably about $4,000 a month, which for a 20-year-old whose rent was $350, car note was $250 plus insurance, groceries was maybe about $200 a month. I had a nice little thing going. I had a free cell phone because I was working for the company, so I didn't have to worry about that bill, and all my insurance and everything paid for. So to leave that security and take a chance on this unknown, it really was. But I figured, you know what? I was burning the candle at both ends. I was trying to do the day job during the day, of course, and then at night I'm trying to do stand-up. Yeah. And then you can't just do stand-up, do your thing, and then leave. You need to stick around. You need to hang out with the people that are in the business, that are in the game. You got to socialize. You got to say, hey, man,
you
what else
get
can
in
I
that
do?
mix.
You got to ask questions, and you got to be willing to listen, because guys will talk to you. And if you're quiet, people will tell you all the information you need. You just got to shut the hell up, pour the guy a shot, buy the guy a shot, hang out, and
But it's
learn.
almost the same as like, when I had one of my first matches out there in Tennessee, I'd been in the business 2 months of wrestling, and I went out and had a match, and the guy cussed me out like up and down. It was Dutch Mantel, and told me I was the worst shit he'd seen in a long time. But, and trying to say, and his point to me was, the only way you're going to learn this shit is by watching it. Mm-hmm. So is that true also with you? But not just listening to their material, but watching and listening, seeing what the crowd's buying. And every crowd can be different. Yeah, right. We'll get there in a minute. But just presentation and how everybody goes about their business, because it's not all the same.
No, it's not. I mean, you need to be able to relate. You need to be able to connect to everybody in the crowd. And if you can do that, you can do anything, and it'll be gold. That is the key. A lot of comics, they want to go up on stage, and they want to be this niche guy. They want to be this edge guy. And sometimes the people don't want that. Right. And so that's why when people give me a hard time about the whole fluffy thing, you give me all the shit you want. But guess what? I got people that bring their families, that bring their kids, that bring their grandparents and everybody, because I'm able to do a show that is clean, friendly, and can relate to everybody. I might not be the edgiest guy out there.
No, but you ain't got to be.
You don't have to be.
You got to cater, find your market, find your niche, and go for that.
Yeah, you just got to be able to connect and relate.
Right.
Which is why everybody, I believe everybody connected to you, because everybody wanted to tell their boss what they could do. Everybody wanted to say, you know what, man? Hey, you're wrong. You're not always right.
But tell me about putting your routine together, because you're going out there and you're trying to cater to the family, and that's why I have two shows. I got a family,
of course,
and
Unleashed,
and so. But you go out there and say you get off, and hey, they're not really getting off on this material. Will you switch gears and hey, maybe that story's not going to work. Let me go here and change on the fly, or you try to really work within parameters of something that you've structured.
I try my best to put certain stories and bits out there. And if they're not laughing, I'll make fun of the fact that bit didn't work, and that always gets a laugh. And I'll say, you know what? I should have known better. You guys are way too smart for this. What am I doing talking about this? Yeah. And then I'll just go in a totally different vein and start venting about why I'm having a bad day.
Right.
My girl did this, or my dog did that, and this is what's going on. I'm so sorry, you guys. And then I'll bring it back, and they're like, you know what? Hey, he's one of us, and he's willing to say, hey, this is what's going on.
Right.
In the beginning, I was filthy. All my jokes were dirty. I was doing cartoon characters having sex. And it was hysterical, but I couldn't do it on TV. You can't do the Tonight Show. You can't do Kimmel. You can't do Conan. You can't do none of that if you're dirty.
100%. And that's really the reason I created my family-friendly show, so that I could do both. Because I can't take, Unleash into Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's and have a little deal right there. So, I did my friendly version. That's what I was going to say when I was telling that story a while ago, and I got sidetracked. We had set this phone call up through our mutual friend, DDP. And then right there, a big bus here in Los Angeles. Buses are everywhere. And all of a sudden, what's the new movie that you're in right now? It's currently in theaters.
The Nut Job.
The Nut Job. And I'll see right in the middle of the damn bus in the back, Gabriel Iglesias. Mm-hmm. I said, God damn, I'm fixing to talk this motherfucker. Talk to me about this voice acting, man, because that's a sweet gig. How tough is it? And like, how much prep time you guys got to go in there, and how is laying down that track?
Man, I'm going to tell you something right now. Next to stand-up comedy, I love doing voiceover work because it's fun and it's quick. And anytime you can do something and it's quick and you're just in, you're out, you're at Chipotle having lunch at 2:00 instead of being there for freaking 4 or 5 weeks filming something. I did a movie last year called Planes for Disney, and I was able to do the entire movie in 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And this movie that I did, The Nut Job, I did it in 1 afternoon.
Right.
And it's like, are you kidding me? You go in, they hand you the script. You don't have to memorize anything. You don't have to be dressed nice. Hell, you don't have to shower.
Right.
You just show up. You do what they ask you to do. You're in, you're out. You don't got to deal with anyone, and it's a beautiful thing.
Hey, man, talk to me about all these damn voices and characters you come up with. Because I'm going to listen to you, talk on the YouTube, and I got to go see you live. But how'd you just start creating all this bullshit? And I mean, obviously gifted with a unique voice to be able to do that, because voice actors, and there's some damn good ones here in L.A. that do, just straight up commercials and stuff like that, but can change their voices, urban, this, that, whatever. How do you go create these different gimmicks?
Well, when I was 10 years old, I was able to do a couple cartoons, and then I hit puberty, and that's when I started doing the whole girl voice, because I was just automatic.
Right.
And I just never forgot how to do that. So all of a sudden I'm talking like this, and
Next thing you know, oh my God, it was so crazy. I'm here with Steve Austin. I'm so wet because I spilled a drink.
anyway, that's how you get away with being dirty and clean at the same time.
Right.
That's how you mixed it. So I'll take it from there. I go from there, and I have a lot of friends, and I'm surrounded by a lot of personalities, and I got a good ear.
Right.
I have come from a long family of singers and a lot of impersonating singers. They would do cover bands and stuff. So that's where I got that whole being able to mimic people.
Right.
So 1 second I'm here, and then next thing you know, I'm out in front. Yeah, man, that's that dog. That's that dog Fluffy right there, man. He's a cool player, man. He going inside Stone Cold's house, man. You better be careful, man. I see Mexicans walk in. They don't walk out that motherfucker, man. See, I can cuss because it's in character. It's not me cussing. It's the character.
Right. Right. You ever get any flack? I was listening to one of the G. Riley story. Mm-hmm. And you ever get any flack from talking about people or just making fun of different stereotypes?
No, because I think they know where it's coming from. I think that if it was coming from a bad place, then I could see people really getting mad. But G. Riley goes on the road with me. We did a show last night, and we're actually doing a show tonight together. So we're real friends. And for anybody that's wondering who G. Riley is a buddy of mine, and I played he's black. I played it's like, with a name like G. Riley, I wonder. I played a practical joke on him where I bought him a gift basket, but I made it a racist gift basket.
That's one of the stories I wanted you to
tell.
The
racist gift basket. I basically, it's like a 20-minute story, but my buddy Martin and I went to the store, and as a practical joke, we got a gift basket, and we filled it full of stereotypical
But it's straight
things.
up shoot. It's truth.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
This actually happened. We put like watermelon in there, malt liquor, Kool-Aid, fried chicken. I mean, we filled it up with everything, and we had it delivered by a black girl at the front desk at the hotel. And he lost it, and we wound up knocking on the door, and he found out, oh, you guys got me. And when that story came out on TV, Steve, oh, my God, I started catching, not flack, but anytime I put stories out on TV, sometimes people want to do stuff. Like, for example, you're Steve Austin. I brought you a 12-pack of beers and drinks because that's people know that. Like earlier in the week, you said, should I have some chocolate cake ready? Because people start finding out what your thing is. And so when I started doing this whole racist gift basket thing, people started bringing me Mexican racist gift baskets. And so it started off here in L.A. where I had guys bringing me gift baskets with Coronas and Raiders stuff in it, and they're like, hey, homie, I brought you a racist gift basket. And it was only Mexicans doing it. And I'm like, but we're the same race. And they're like, hey, fuck it, hey, just drink it. I'm like, good point, I'll just drink it. Now, the more East Coast and the more down south we started performing, the more creative the baskets started getting. Yeah. And so sure enough, we're in Mobile, Alabama, and I do the story about the racist gift basket. And a guy winds up bum rushing the stage with an actual basket. And he's yelling at me from the crowd. He's like, open it. I got this for you. And I'm like, well, sir, we're in the middle of a show. Open it. I said, I promise you'll open it after the show. I want to see your face when you open it. I said, sir, and it felt really awkward because the crowd is not sure. Is he part of the show? Is he not part of the show? And they have no idea I'm not affiliated with freaking Duck Dynasty in the front row, you know? So next thing you know, I lose the crowd because he starts getting the people behind him. He starts getting the crowd to chant, we want to see your face. We want to see your face. Next thing you know, I'm on the ground. I'm opening up the gift basket. And this guy took it to the next level. I started pulling out gardening tools, an actual little rake, a shovel, a mini leaf blower toy, Home Depot gift cards. I pull out a soccer ball, and I go, soccer ball? I go, it says Puerto Rico. They ran out of Mexico, son of a bitch. Next thing I know, I'm pulling out an actual application for citizenship. This guy took it to the next level. The crowd starts dying. They think this is the funniest thing ever. So I said, thank you, good night. I got off on the big roar, and I just got off the stage, and I went back in the showers, and I was so pissed off that I lost control of the crowd. And we're leaving the show that night, and we're walking towards the tour bus. And as we're walking to the tour bus in the parking lot, 2 hours later, I hear, Fluffy! Fluffy! Fluff, 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 fluffy! I'm like, is he hog calling me? It was the guy.
Right.
And he walks up to me and he goes,
Listen, man, I know you're mad as hell for what happened. I didn't mean to interrupt your show like that. I'm just a big fan, and I saw what you did with your buddy G. Riley. It was funny as hell. I was watching on TV. You gave your colored friend all them fried chicken and watermelon, and I wanted to laugh really hard, but I was in a bar and it was full of black people, and you can't just do that because they get all pissy with you. Anyway, you seemed like a good person. I felt that I could do that to you, and I'm sorry.
and I felt bad. I'm like, I'm a dick. I'm like, I'm getting mad at the guy doing the same thing to me that I did to G. And he asked for a picture, and I said, sure, let's take a picture. And he puts his arm around me, and as we're getting ready to take the picture, he goes, hey, hold up that application so they can see it. And I'm like, you
hey, are you thinking now, this motherfucker pushing it a little too much here?
He got me, though, man.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I get it. It's cool. So, yeah, sometimes things backfire on me, but it's always a good story in the end.
You got to have a good memory to remember everything that you see and put it all together. How do you go about, your stories, they just flow seamlessly. And I know this, to me, just looking at you, it looks like it's a talent because you ain't just sit down and learn this shit over and over and over again.
It's repetition. It's just one of those trial and error. You do something. If it works, if it doesn't work, tweak it. Try it again tomorrow. See if it works. If that doesn't work, tweak it. But if you try it one time and you get a laugh from it, and it doesn't work again, you got to find a way to tweak it and find a way to redo it the way you did it the first time.
Do you ever go out and it's like, going out to a wrestling ring? Sometimes you're out there with a good dance partner, but you just have a shitty match. Or, it's watching a cat, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, and they strike out 4 or 5 times in one game. Or a badass running back having a shitty game, and he's one of the best in the game. Mm-hmm. Do you ever go out and just have, a show, and you always want to hit a grand slam, but sometimes you hit a double, a single, a triple, and then there's that home run grand slam. Does that happen to you?
Yes, it does. Fortunately, now whenever I have my shows, it's like it's my crowd there to see me,
Correct.
And they have certain expectations, and as long as I do what they came to see, it should be a good time.
Right.
If I'm doing a corporate show, a private event, something that's for a group of people that maybe a small percentage know who I am and what I do, but the rest of the people there don't know and they don't understand what it's all about, that's why I run into a potential situation for a bad set. I got asked to do a show for an organization that's very similar to PETA.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I was at the Laugh Factory here in Hollywood, and it was cool. Jay Leno was on the show. Another comedian named Tom Papa was on the show, and it was myself. So Jay goes up there and he's doing Jay, everybody, and then he's talking about cats, and then Tom Papa goes up there and he starts making fun of Jay Leno talking about cats, which gets everybody riled up and they're all excited. And then I go out there and I was doing really good. And then I started talking about how I have chihuahuas. And I said, yeah, I got a chihuahua, and he was on my bed and he peed on my pillow. I said, I was so mad at him, I kicked him off the bed. And some lady in the crowd goes, he kicked his dog. And all hell broke loose after that. They're like, he's abusing his dog. He kicked the dog. I'm like, I did not kick the freaking dog. There's people from the news in the crowd that I recognize. James Velez Mitchell, I think, was in the crowd. And I'm just like, oh, my God.
Velez Mitchell was in the crowd?
It was in the crowd, and I'm like, oh, my God.
This wasn't during the Jody Ayers trial.
Yeah, right? So next thing you know, the crowd turns on me, and I get off stage.
Are you shitting me?
Oh, yeah. They're like, he's abusing his dog. Somebody should take his dogs. And I'm like, oh, my God. Are you kidding me? And I was there as a friend to Carol Leifer, who asked me to do the show. And it backfired ugly.
Man, I got a couple of Labradors running around here. If you kick one of them motherfuckers, we're going to have
they'll take your legs.
Hey, dig this. You know a little bit about tortillas, right?
A little bit.
I got to ask you a question. See, dude, I just started an eating program.
All right.
And so the dude.
You don't mind if I have a little bit more here for the.
Pour me a half.
Okay, there we go.
I'm doing shots right here with goddamn Fluffy. I'm on a diet. I got some fucking tortillas. And, dude, Mexican food is my favorite food in the world. I wrote a book, and that's in my book. If I was going to be executed tomorrow, Mexican food would be my last meal. So I got these tortillas that the dude that helped me with my eating program told me to get. And it's Ezekiel sprouted grain tortillas. And I just made one of these motherfuckers a while ago, and I put some chicken and some cottage cheese and a couple other gimmicks in there for the health part of it. And these things, I guess, the way they're supposed to digest in your system, it's a slow digesting carb or something. But anyway, the stomach's turned into like a brick. And so it's Ezekiel 4.9. And it's my, I put my reading glasses on. It says, as described in the Holy Scriptures. Take also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and spelt, and put them in one vessel and make bread of it. Ezekiel 4.9. That's a shoot. You see it? It was written right there.
I see that.
These motherfuckers are harder than fuck. Now, there's 6 of them when I bought this thing, and now there's 3 left. So I've done 3 of these hard motherfuckers. And so I don't know who Ezekiel was. This is back in the day. But the cat must have some strong-ass teeth to eat these motherfuckers.
Well, first of all, that was not made by a Mexican.
It couldn't have been.
No way.
Because these are the worst tortillas I've ever eaten.
There's
Now, I don't mean to
ingredients.
give. I didn't give the brand name. These are just Ezekiel tortillas. Dude, what the fuck?
And they're twisting your system up.
So I'm throwing these away.
They're hard as
But you know what? Here's the deal. You brought me a 6-pack. I mean, you got Jack Daniels. We're drinking Patron. I got an action figure. I got a fluffy doll. I got a Chico stick. Now, is that because I'm white? Are you Mexican?
Hey, man. Hey, I'll split it with you.
Okay. I'll arm wrestle you for it. So I'm going to give these Ezekiel tortillas to you. My newfound amigo. This motherfucker bought me the best merchandise that anybody's ever given me, and all I can offer him back is 3 Ezekiel 4.9 tortillas.
Don't worry, man. You let me use your bathroom, which is which was very, very impressive. Hell yeah. Fluffy 316 says I just blew up your toilet in your hallway. That's the bottom line, because Ezekiel 4.9 says so.
Swinging tequila for the funny man right here. Shot of Patron with my man Fluffy. I think me.
Ain't no lie. These tortillas are harder than DDP Yoga level 3.
Dude, but here's the deal. Why do you put those things in a microwave? Because you put them 30 seconds and they turn into a brick. What's happening? Kristen? Yeah. Hi. Oh, you can close those doors if you want to. This is Gabriel and all his entourage. I thought they was doing a drug deal in the parking lot. No, that's Fluffy, and it's got the gold wing doors. Hey, I had a 300 SRT. All this is being recorded. I don't give a fuck. This is how the Steve Austin show rolls. You can shut them doors. Those doors, look at those guys. Look at those doors, guys. See them? They're sliding closed, glass doors. We went into a dealership in Santa Monica, California, and we ordered those motherfuckers. And they said it's going to be about 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it was, to get in. And about 4 months later, there come the doors. And we kept calling in saying, hey, when are we going to get these doors? They were just ordering them there from the factory. Y'all was going to put them together and come install them. Well, they're being made over in China.
Nice.
Well, fuck, if I'd known they were going to be made in China, I could have, I would have went somewhere else.
Yeah, you could have gone 2 blocks over, man.
Yeah.
I saw the guys making them.
Yeah, so goddamn. So anyway, those doors right there are all the way from China. Will you sign one before you leave?
Absolutely.
I'm kidding you. Hey, where was I going to go with this? I had a point I was going to make. Oh, our illustrious friend, DDP.
Yes.
He's been trying to get me to do some DDP yoga. He came over when I had a crib in Malibu one time. Oh, I know I was going to talk about Mexican food. We'll get to Mexican food in a minute. You did some DDP yoga.
Yes, and
did you? How was it?
I'm here to tell you guys right now. If you do, and he's not paying me to tell you this, if you do DDP's program and you stick to it exactly the way he tells you to do it, you will see results immediately. He came over my house.
Yeah.
Came over my house.
This is the refrigerator story?
Yeah, guts my fridge, guts my pantry, takes me over to
No, but
Trader
see, when he
Joe's.
starts doing that, then the motherfucker's ruthless.
No, he is. He totally comes
But
in.
I bet you like me, because when you buy something like these Ezekiel tortillas, there's 3 of them left. Now, I considered eating the last 3 just because I paid for them. I can't just throw shit away. So when he's plucking all this shit out of your refrigerator, I'm thinking you're like sweating bullets, like,
Yeah, the whole time you're like, man, you can't just.
Okay,
you
that's
can't just do
$1.49,
that.
$2.63, $5, 2 for $6.
You know, and when I knew he was coming over, there was certain stuff that I hid that he didn't know about that
You
I hid.
rat-holed some stuff on him?
Yes, I did.
That's right. I know DDP don't listen to the show, although he is a sponsor.
Because he's intense, man. He's so intense, and the one thing about him, I call DDP my food parole officer.
Yeah.
This guy has a sensor. Anytime I fall off the wagon and I'm in a drive-thru at McDonald's, he freaking texts me or he calls me, right? And I never take the calls because he scares me sometimes.
Yeah.
I get on the phone. I'm like, hello. What are you doing, man? I'm like, oh shit, right? I'm like, he's got a mole. He's got a mole. Somebody's telling him I'm in this freaking drive-thru. But he comes over the house, and yeah, man, he's ruthless, And he goes, look, man, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna help you, but you gotta be willing for me to help you. Are you willing? And I'm like, I'm willing. You know, and even then you're getting punked. So then he comes over and guts the fridge, and then drags me over to Trader Joe's, and we spent about $400, and he's telling me about GMOs and gluten and what it can do to you and your body and your nutrition. And it's very scary when you break everything down, but at the same time, you're like, you know what? Ezekiel 4.9 tortillas don't taste that good.
Hey, man, fuck 4.9 tortilla. Let's go back to Trader Joe's. You love Trader Joe's just like I do. I want that motherfucker to build a bigger parking lot. God damn. Shit. Before we start shit. Yeah, give me a hell yeah if I'm speaking the truth.
Hell yeah!
Big Gabe and his posse. They know I'm laying the truth down right here. So check it out. Gabe just bought him a house down there in San Antonio, and so they got a Trader Joe's down there. Now, we're here in California. We used to Trader Joe's, but it's new down there.
It's very new.
So these motherfuckers want to come in there and just walk the aisles up and down and just look. And they ain't shopping. They ain't got a goddamn thing in the basket. They just looking. Of course, man, I come in. You know, I'm down there for deer season. So we roll in, you know, to Trader Joe's. My wife, man, she got everything memorized because every store's the same. She's pushing her damn basket in and out. She knows what the fuck we're going to get. And these motherfuckers, I'm out there trying to circle that damn parking lot like a shark trying to find a place to park a pickup truck. So, Trader Joe, for the love of God, I'm sitting here with Gabriel Iglesias and his posse begging you, pleading with you, build a bigger fucking parking lot.
The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show.
Guys, Father's Day is just around the corner, and I know the perfect gift he didn't know he needed, but trust me, he needs this. And I'm talking about Meter. Meter is a sleek, smart meat thermometer that guarantees the perfect cook every single time. Keeps an eye on the food and lets him know when that juicy chicken, mouth-watering steak, or award-winning brisket is ready to come off the grill or out of the oven. You'll never under or overcook your meat again, so go ahead and delete that food delivery app. Meter gives you a countdown for the cook so you can spend time with the family, kick back, and have a beer while Meter watches your food. You'll know exactly when to take the food off the grill or when it's ready to chow down. Super simple, super easy, perfect results. Now, your boy is much more suited to do the party hosting. You know, I get to chatting and regularly overcook the meats. Like, don't put me on barbecue duty. But this can get me back on barbecue duty, back in the good graces of my guests and giving them delicious meats because it's coming out at the perfect time. And to my point, I just got a smoker. It works in that too. Works on the grill, the smoker, the oven, the air fryer, the rotisserie oven, sous vide cooking, literally anywhere. Comes with cloud service. You can have limitless range so you can still check on the cook while you watch TV or run to the store for some more ingredients. Monitor your turkey, steaks, prime ribs, and chicken in the app. So this way you can relax and pretend you're doing a whole lot more than you are. This is the perfect gift and cooking tool for the dad in your life to level up his barbecue game. So shop now at Meter.com for a limited deal, a special Father's Day engraved Meter bundled with some other awesome accessories. Barbecue season is coming up. Get dad grilling and shop at Meter.com. That's MEATER.com. Get grilling.
Gabriel Iglesias rolled in with the damn posse on his ass.
That's how I do it, man.
Dude, you got that, but here, check it out. You got that Chrysler 300 with the gull wing doors. You can park right next to a motherfucker, scissor them doors out,
and slide them up.
and get up.
That's too funny, man.
I had an SRT 300, and my wife didn't like it. She didn't like it. I sold that sumbitch. It only had about, 3,000 miles on it. That thing was sweet. Yeah. Wasn't even broke in yet. All right, what kind of cars you into?
Oh man, well, I wanted to bring another car over here because I know you're into cars, and I love this car. But it was I got a situation with the parking at home. I got a Challenger, a brand new Challenger that just got pimped out. I mean, totally paint job, everything. There's when you open the doors, they have projectors
Is your left
in the
arm
doors.
Work?
What's that?
Does your left arm work?
Yeah.
Can you pour me another shot?
Oh.
God, man. Motherfucker killing me over here. Shit.
Where's your glass? Where's your glass?
Son of a bitch. That's good right there.
Oh, please. We're about to move on to Jack Daniels right now.
Drinking shots with Fluffy. Tell us. Get back in your story. You got the Challenger?
I got the Challenger. I wanted to bring that car over here, but you know what? The 300 was there, and I like the Lambo doors, and I thought you might appreciate the Lambo doors.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad one of them room press.
Hey, but really quick, back to DDP. DDP
Yeah.
is responsible for getting so much of this weight off of me. If not for DDP coming over and just my manager Joel backed this up. I mean, he came over, he helped me out so much, and I really owe him a lot. Because of him, I was able to get on this program, and I started shedding weight like crazy. And for me, it freaked me out because I actually had skin hanging.
Yeah.
And when you're losing weight that fast, I was almost 440.
Yeah.
And boom, 50 pounds in like 3 months, and it freaked me out. So I wanted to bulk up. I didn't want to have that skin hanging and look like one of those ET guys. You know what I'm saying? So I started lifting weights, and then DDP's hit me up. He goes, "What are you doing, man?" I go, look, man, your program works. I'm getting stronger, more flexible, but I need to bulk up. I can't have this skin hanging off of me. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up having to get a surgery. And so I'll tell you guys right now, if you stick to that diet program and you do what he tells you to do, you're going to lose weight. You are going to lose weight.
Have you always been a big dude?
I've always been a big dude ever since I was a little kid. I've always been overweight. At my highest, I got it to 440, and now I'm 110 pounds lighter. And I'd keep losing weight, but Jack in the Box is a motherfucker.
Hey, man, and see, here's the danger, because I've been there and done that.
Oh, my God. Every week they come out with something new. I swear, Jack smokes weed. He really does.
Man, that's somebody. He's got a hell of a damn cook in there. But here's the thing. You get a little bit hungry on the road, and you got all the good intentions, and then maybe you got a designated driver, and you got a little bit of a buzz on. All of a sudden, you roll up to that drive-in window, and all those good intentions go right out the window.
They really do, Steve. And you know what? I snap on the average of 3 to 4 times a month hard.
Yep.
And then next thing I know, I got to find myself back in the gym. I got to hit the treadmill. I got to go do 5 instead of 3 miles. I got to do 6 miles.
Right.
And then I got to stay in there longer and try to work it off. So at least I have not gone backwards.
Right.
I've plateaued, but I've not gone backwards.
Right.
And he calls me. You're gonna gain all the weight back, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna gain all that weight back.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, and when he talks like it, he spits a whole lot, so you just don't want to be real close to him when he does that. But, to your point, I mean, I talk a
little
lot
diamond cutter butter in your grill.
Diamond cutter butter. First here on the Steve Austin Show, Gabe Iglesias, he shoots, he scores. I'm going to put a goddamn shield on next time I talk to that motherfucker. Love you, DDP.
Love you, DDP. Oh, my God.
But it's like I talk to my people all the time, man, like talking to my program. Man, I'll do the same thing, man. I'll get in real good shape, lean up for a little reality show project or something. Deer season hits, and it's Mexican food. I'm down in South Texas. And then all that damn,
you know what? Tex-Mex Mexican food is so much better, in my opinion, than, like, let's say, the Los Angeles Mexican food.
Okay, now, I got somebody right in front of me that can break this down for me.
Absolutely.
Now Tex-Mex, but even in Mexico, when you cross our border down there, not here in California on the west.
Yeah, when you cross
down
over
south,
there in
they use
Laredo
ground
or
beef.
Nogales or Juarez. Yeah,
Nuevo Laredo, Matamoros. But it's ground beef, or Tex-Mex is ground beef, in the San Antonio area. But you come out here, or even El Paso, and I want to get to El Paso because there's something very special.
El Paso's a little bit more,
that's more
L.A.
west.
Mexican style.
And they use shredded beef. Mm-hmm. Dude, I mean, why the discrepancy? What's going on here? Now, when I film Redneck Island, we go down into interior Mexico, and it's all fish. You're not going to really get a whole lot of beef, anything. Mm-hmm. But I'm a beef guy. I love my shredded beef. What gives? Well, what's wrong with it? Because you tell me a good Mexican food restaurant in Los Angeles that uses ground beef.
I couldn't tell you.
Right.
I couldn't tell you. I just know that for me, I love Mexican food and I love Tex-Mex food, and there is a difference between the two.
Right.
First of all, Mexican food uses tortillas, not like these Ezekiel freaking frisbees you just gave me, but
that's like a round Chinese Death Star. I could throw that motherfucker and chop Joe's head off.
Stop driving a Prius.
I didn't mean to lay into you about the Prius, man. I feel bad about that, man.
No, man. The Prius is what he's got to drive right now. It's okay. We're going to get him a Tesla. But I love Tex-Mex. See, Tex-Mex, the tortillas over there are twice as thick and smaller, and they're more so made for tacos, not as much burritos. They're more into tacos, and the spices and the flavoring is so different. But I'm fascinated by it. There's actually 2 good Tex-Mex restaurants here in the L.A. area that I could turn you on to, man, and you're just going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm back in San Antonio. I'm back in San.
One
of them is called Taste of Texas. Nick's Taste of Texas in West Covina. It's about a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, I sat there on the 10 East.
Man. And there's another place called Los Compadres. It's right around Long Beach area. So,
in the LBC.
In the LBC.
So I'm going to hit that motherfucker up. So you're going to meet me there, right?
Yeah, for shizzle nizzle.
Okay, so to all you people who don't know what he said, he says for sure he will meet me there.
For sure, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, so goddamn, where was I going?
Tex-Mex. We were talking. It's funny because I thought the segue from going from DDP yoga and eating healthy and then going into Tex-Mex food is a little awkward. But I just want you to know, I'm a normal person. I have needs and I have, you get on a diet program, it's really hard to stick to it. And when I snap, I will go off and
see what I've got to do. When I snap or go off, that's why, man. If I drink just a short glass of wine every single night, I keep that craving down. Because if I just go straight up vanilla, I can last for a little bit. When I go off, like you do, and I do with my eating, and I get sidetracked, it's all over. But like when you go to Crafty when you're working on a movie, don't ever go by Crafty. Because man, they got the peanut M&Ms, they got the brownies, they got all that bullshit. And if I'm on a program and I'm a little bit hungry and I don't have time to go get my grilled chicken in my trailer, and I get into Crafty. If there's 50 brownies on a tray, I'm gonna eat all 50 of them. Man. I can't stop at one.
And see, like for me, I'll tell you a crazy craft service story. I did the movie called Magic Mike with Channing Tatum and Matthew McConaughey. And
did you meet my buddy Kevin Nash on that?
Yeah, that's where I first met Kevin. Yeah. We started hanging out after that. Great dude. Craft services was left alone the entire film because these guys needed to stay lean.
Had to have abs.
They needed to have abs. They needed to be cut up. So the whole movie, I was the only one at craft services. It was the greatest experience ever. They gave me a chair and I just pulled it up. I sat right there at craft services. Nobody was ever walking up. It was for the stars, and they're all eating their carrots and their celery, no ranch, water. And meanwhile, I got the M&Ms and the brownies and the cookies and everything, and I'm just like, oh, this was the best.
Hey, man, who out there today, in the vein of other comics that you dig? I'm I love Larry the Cable Guy. Goddamn, I can't even think of anybody that I like right now. But who guys that you dig right now that think are funny?
You know what? For me, I like comedians that don't do what I do. So I like comics that get really edgy. I like comics that get really dirty. I like comics that get real political. That's one thing, too. I avoid politics and I avoid getting really crazy because it is kind of a niche. But guess what? I'm a fan of that. So I appreciate a good Louis Black or Chris Rock or even, Bill Maher, even Dennis Miller, who goes the opposite way, as long as it's funny.
Right.
You make it funny, man. I appreciate it. And if it's dirty, as long as you put some funny behind it. Like there's a guy out there by the name of Jim Jeffries. I love Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries is hysterical.
But he goes the total anti-religion thing.
He goes total opposite everything. But I appreciate his delivery and how the way he presents it.
Well, he's thought about it.
And
he presents a good case. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, of course, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, cats like that. I just love, those two guys. But, then going over to, like Jerry Seinfeld or Bill Cosby, straight up clean.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate both spectrums. But I find all things that are remotely funny. Are you? I recently got into, about a year or two ago, a guy that has since passed, but Mitch Hedberg. I don't know if you ever dug into his
Mitch
stuff.
Hedberg, and Alfred will tell you. Alfred's my buddy Alfred right here who got out of the Chrysler 300 with me. He, very funny guy, by the way. Very funny guy. If you got a chance to check him out. He's a big Mitch Hedberg fan. Mitch Hedberg passed away, about 6 years ago? About 6
speedball, heroin
ago.
Overdose.
It was that.
Oh no, dude, man, I love that guy. He was just,
it just so different, so unique. I mean, he was probably David Letterman's favorite comic. He had him on the show about 6 or 7 times.
But a lot of people didn't really get him, at the time. And I got turned on to him late. He'd already passed. I didn't know that. I started doing the research. I'm like, man, this cat's funny.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that he was very much like a Babe Ruth, where he'd go out there and he'd have 30 killer shows, but guess what? He'd also have 40 horrible shows. And so it was always, you didn't know who you were going to get that night. There'd be some shows he was on and it was gold, and then there's some where it's he had this thing where he'd always wear sunglasses on stage.
Yeah.
And sometimes he didn't want to see the crowd. And his whole thing was he didn't want them to see his soul. So a lot of times he'd turn around and look at the wall and perform to the wall. And even then he would still kill.
But you can watch that guy on stage and he just looked like he was nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. He was just, you know what I'm saying? And it might not have been nerves, but he wanted so badly to make that crowd laugh, to be accepted, that he was trying so hard for that. And that's just what I got out of that guy's live performances. But I just loved him. I thought he's one of my favorites.
Right, that's good. Do you like the one-liner comics?
Oh man, just the one-liner guys, the story guys, just everything guys. I'm gonna switch to the beer.
You're gonna switch to the beer, Steve?
I don't
Steve
need
just saw me crack the bottle of JD, and he's like, what? I gotta be somewhere.
It's 3:30. I gotta take my wife to sushi. See, here's the deal, man. My day, y'all met my wife. Yeah, it was recorded on the damn show. She just come in from running errands. My wife loves to go to Zumba. And it's like Tuesday.
And you know what?
Thursday,
That's
Saturday,
a great thing, Steve. You should be very grateful for that. Because
Well,
a lot of wives just like to order pizza and watch TV. And so the fact that you have a very active wife.
Dude, stop. You hit it right on the head. Because every now and then I will say, do you want to go to Pit Fire? Pit Fire is a pizza joint a half mile down the road. Or sushi. And I always ask on a Tuesday and Thursday because it's like kind of when I want to get my, my carb on. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, just out of the blue, hey, you want to go get sushi? Nope, I got Zumba. Or you want to go get pizza? And she goes, it's Thursday. I got Zumba. She ain't going to go. She won't do a goddamn thing but go do it. And don't get me wrong, to your point, yeah, I love it. She does her Zumba. She does it 5 days a week. And then she works out with a personal trainer 3 days a week. She's fit as a fiddle, and I dig that. But, sometimes.
Sometimes you just want somebody to go in and pick out with you.
Yeah, shit, what am I going to do? Roll up into the pizza parlor by myself and eat a motherfucking margarita pizza by myself? That shit ain't happening. But I got to...
Call me, bro. I'll go with you, bro.
The LBC.
I'll fall off the wagon for you, Steve.
The LBC is not too far away. We're talking about everything. I want to talk about the Hawaiian.
Steve, have just half of a shot of JD with me. We killed a whole bottle of Patron.
Now see, this is no stop. I'm about to lose my motherfucking temper here. You roll into my crib with a gang.
A gang? It's two white guys and a Mexican.
I don't give a shit how many white guys and a Mexican it is.
It's not a gang. It's all white people. It's a fraternity.
You roll up in a 300 with gold wing doors. It's a gang. And now you're forcing me. I know there's nobody physically touching me, but you're forcing me to drink tequila and Jack Daniels.
I love the fact that you're telling your audience that Gabriel Iglesias, the fluffy comedian, is forcing you to drink.
I'm one of the most famous beer drinkers in world history. A global icon, in fact.
Yes, you are.
And I'm being forced to drink by a young whippersnapper comedian named Gabriel Iglesias. Pour up, motherfucker.
All right, here we go. And now the skull
Have
looks
a shot.
cool.
Whoa, that's
now
good.
The skull looks cool.
This motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, you thought you were going to get freaking bells and whistles right now. No, you didn't realize you're...
I was going to read a couple of the text messages that I sent. He's talking about bringing some people over here. And I sent him a text message and said, man, we're going to have to strip search you guys before you leave. And he goes, my guys are down with that.
Oh, you don't even know.
Jay, that's a true story before we do this shot. I called DDP a while ago. You was running a little bit late. I'm just kidding you. I called DDP a while ago. This is a true story. He's out in Ventura doing a movie.
Mm-hmm. Him and Jake.
Yeah, him and Jake. Jake's already done his part. And so I called him. I said, no, dude, I said, this Gabe, he's cool, right? He goes, what do you mean he's cool? I said, man, he's cool. He can take a rib, right? He goes, yeah, man, you'll love this guy. So, I had some, material for you. I was going to put the real Pete Flamingos out there and just some bullshit. I didn't know what kind of guy you was. And you show up with all this fucking swag, merchandise, alcohol. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Swigging Jack Daniels for the working man.
Oh, the crazy part is I got a show in about 6 hours, Steve.
Where are you working tonight?
Ontario, here in California. And it's cool. I'm doing a show tonight called Fluffy Fan Appreciation Day. And I'll do this about 4 times a year where I'll either take 500 people to breakfast. I'll do a free show. I'll take people to events, because I'm very lucky. Money is not the issue. I'm good with money, but you can always use more fans. You can always give back. You can always show people your appreciation. And so I do this Fluffy Fan Appreciation. Like I said, I'll take people to breakfast. And tonight is I'm doing a free show. I'm doing a free show for people out in Ontario, California at a comedy club where I first started off doing stand-up. And so the first 400 people that show up get in for free. And I already got text messages from the comedy club manager. He goes, dude, like 1,000 people showed up trying to get in. And so they're handing out wristbands. And so we'll go out there tonight. We'll do a free show and then hang out, do a meet and greet. And
how many would that thing see?
People love that.
Yeah, oh, you damn right.
People love
that.
it.
Yeah. And when you give back.
When you give back and you don't expect nothing for it, I mean, I wasn't, I got calls from the radio station. I didn't want to go on the radio. I just set everything up through Twitter and Facebook and said, hey, all right, I'm just going direct with the fans. And they love it, man.
This is the Steve Austin Show.
Hey man, so how many people will the place ultimately
They'll stuff
seat?
About 400 people in
Right.
And fortunately, I got a good relationship with the police department and the
fire
fire
department.
department. And we could talk about this now because it'll air tomorrow. But yeah, they'll push the envelope.
Right. Hey man, I thought you was gonna roll in here, man, and I just figured, hey man, this is a funny dude, and you got your posse, you got all this swag. You turned this into a machine.
You know what?
Are you a fan at all of the rock band Kiss?
Yes. You know what? Gene Simmons is a genius for so many reasons because you know what? He took a brand and he ran with it. I'm a big fan of Gene Simmons. I'm a big fan of Marvel, and I'm a huge fan of WWE. Now, I brought this up earlier, and I don't know if it's a sore subject with you, but you know what? I model my shows, my merchandising, and my way of doing business around the way that the WWE handles themselves. My merchandising is, everything is detailed. Everything is well packaged. Nothing about my packaging says this is at a flea market, this is at a swap meet. Everything is as gold, down to the barcode, to the name, to the brand, to the logos. I cover every aspect of it. The plush action figures, the fact that it talks, the T-shirts. I mean, I have a whole warehouse full of merchandise, and I take all that on the road with me. My merchandising accounts were probably 25% of my business. And you know what? If you brand yourself the right way, in which case the WWE does, including my show. When I walk out on stage, I have a stage show. It's not just a curtain, a stool, and a mic. I walk out and there's a show. There's screens. There's tresses. There's lights. There's a production crew. There's a semi truck that brings all this stuff in. And so when I walk out on stage, I go, hey, you guys, check it out. I go, it's like WWE meets the Food Network. I said, I'm not messing around. You guys are getting a show tonight.
Right.
And I give the crowd a good show. And when I'm done, I go back out on stage and I'm like, you guys want more? You want to keep this going or you want to go home? We want more. Well, let's do some more. And I'm going back and forth with the people, and I just want to give them the best show possible.
Yeah, and give them their money's worth and make them want to come back next time you come back in town. Mm-hmm. But how long did it take you to put this machine together? Because you talked about paying your dues early on and building this up. So now with this action figure, the doll that I got, that you give me, the hoodie with the speakers built in for the headset, how long did it take to put this machine together to start coming out with this product? Because it's badass. And, dude, if I'm telling you it's badass, it's a shit because I don't talk about nothing.
In the beginning, when I first started making merchandise, my first product was a CD of my comedy show. It was a 45-minute CD. It cost me 89 cents to package and have an actual disc made. And I'd turn around and I'd sell it for 20 and I'd autograph it. In my head, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't get better than this. I'm paying 89 cents for a disc, and I'm selling it for 20. This is all I need. And then my buddy, Martin Moreno, who's on the shows with me.
I've been hearing
my
that
host.
name,
Yeah. He goes, you know what, bro? He goes, people like T-shirts more than they like CDs. I go, yeah, but you know what, man? A T-shirt costs anywhere from $4 to $7. Why am I going to spend $4 to $7 for something that's going to return $20 when I can spend 89 cents? He goes, because people will buy 3 to 4 times that amount.
Right.
And then I tried it. And then that first shirt that I put out there that said, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy, blew up. In the first year, I was able to take my little trunk operation, and it took over my garage at home. Next thing I know, I had to call up, and I had to actually rent a warehouse space. The warehouse space blew up, and then I had to get a double wide. Now I bought a building. So now it's like it just boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And it's just one of those keep repeating. Keep reproducing. Keep repeating. If it works, keep repeating it. If it doesn't work, take it away. Find something else and just do that.
Right. Man, let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm a big fan of comedy. I just love it. Love laughing. I made a good living, being a tough guy on TV. But I always tell people I'd rather laugh my ass off all day than.
And I'll tell you, Steve, you're one of the wittiest, funniest people I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in front of you right now. I've been showing the text messages you sent me to my girl and to my friends. I'm like, this dude. Oh my God, they did not allow him to live up to his total full potential because he's so witty.
Well, that was with the parameters of being stone cold. But my question was, when I read, and see, so many comedians that have died at a young age, through, whatever reason, Mitch Hedberg and some guys, Sam Kinison, bad deal. But, a lot of pro wrestlers have died at a young age. But so many comedians come from a dark place, and there's so much hardship or self-induced hardship on them that they come from a world of hurt, seemingly to me, and they just want to go out and make people laugh. And just sitting here talking to you, I mean, you just seem, hey man, straight up.
I am straight up, but you know what though, Steve, that is still the case with me.
Yeah.
I do come from a big world of hurt. There is a lot of issues and pain and frustration that comes with the guy that's sitting in front of you right now.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with a dad. It was my mom, single parent, and there's a lot of issues that have built up throughout the years through siblings, through relationships that went wrong, or just the need to feel accepted.
Yeah.
Ultimately, when you become an entertainer of any type, there's a certain need that you want to be accepted, you want to be loved, you want to be appreciated. Maybe it's not something that you got from school or from your siblings early on in life, or from your parents. You want to find that acceptance. You want to find that feeling that's right. When I go out on stage every night in front of people and they're laughing and we're going back and forth, that is the greatest feeling in the world. It's the greatest feeling in the world when they laugh, when they cheer, when they roar. And then I get off stage and I'm in a green room in the back on a couch by myself and I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? This is such a fucking lonely feeling right now. I wish I was back out on that stage where everybody appreciates you and wants you and cheers for you and makes you feel great.
Talk about the come down. When I would go out there in the glass break, you could be having the shittiest, day of your life. And like, goddamn, I'm tired of being on the road and this, that, whatever's going on. All of a sudden that glass breaks and people go whoosh, crazy. It's like, shit's on, man. I don't give a flying fuck how bad a day I got. This is my time right now. Go out there and raise hell with a guy in a squared circle, 20 by 20, and taking them on a ride, telling the story of a bald-headed guy with a goatee and black trunks, black boots, who's pissed off and laying down whoop ass in the ring, but telling the story and entertaining, and many times we'd go, off the air or dark, after Monday Night Raw and go back out there and entertain those people like you were talking about and give them their money's worth, but just, wanting to get that feedback from them.
It's such an amazing feeling when you're back, in the green room or the backstage or you're in the locker room. It's just the satisfaction from that is so great. People cannot truly appreciate that until you're doing it. People don't totally understand that. Like the level of acceptance that you get, it's like a drug.
But the adrenaline spike. When you go out there and you start your show, versus or along with my glass shattering, boom, there I go. But then and that is what it is, and it's satisfaction on every level that you can imagine. But then when you go back, that's when everything stops, and it's like, okay, dude, chill out. First off, just cool down, take a shower. And then, back in the day, we wasn't making no money. As you know, you were traveling, a bunch of motherfuckers in a car because you got to split that tab, in the rent-a-car, the gas, this, that, whatever. So then finally you're riding solo. And I'm a loner. So I always traveled by myself. After I started getting hot, I traveled by myself. But then it was the come down. How long does it take you to wind down after a show is my question. Because you're coming off an adrenaline spike, you're accepted. I mean, because I come from, I was a shy kid coming up. So, middle class family, no hardships, no whatever, but a shy kid. But all of a sudden, there's everything. I'm stone cold. I finally made it to the top of that goddamn mountain. And now it's a come down and you're just riding down the road. And back in, this is back in the day when you could drive down the road and drink a beer. And, it took me, I don't know, 1-2 hours just to come down and to, come into peace. You too?
You know what? When I get off that stage and there's that roar and then my buddy goes back out there and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Mr. Gabriel Iglesias. And the roar that I get from that, it's an amazing feeling, man. I'm telling you guys that feeling could cure anything. after the show's over, I go in the back and I'm drenched in sweat. You know, I got a towel. I'm trying to clean my face. And I'm like, wow, that was amazing. They felt it, you know. And I'll do meet and greets sometimes after the shows, and then you come up to get these people, and they just look at you, and they give you this look like, man, you know what? I'm going through this stuff right now. And they come up to you and they say, look, I'm going through problems with my family. I'm going through problems with my relationship. I'm dealing with issues with health. I have a friend or a loved one who's dealing with cancer, dealing with a terminal illness. And you know what? I brought them, and they laugh harder than they've ever laughed. Thank you. And the feeling from that is just you feel, and I'm not trying to compare the two, but I mean, seriously, you feel like a god for those 2-3 seconds when those people are talking to you.
That you was able to take them out of a real deal situation.
I'm doing something right.
Right.
I'm doing something right, and I got to keep this going as long as I can keep it going.
DDP said you was a big wrestling fan.
Huge, and I'm not trying to mark out in front of you, which is why I'm drinking as much as I'm drinking right now, because I'm like, I'm trying not to just totally go off.
But before we wrap up, I know you're on a tight schedule. You're going to do a show here pretty quick.
Let's see, what time is it right now? Yeah, I'll sober up in 5 hours. I'll be okay.
Sober up in 5 hours. But this show's going to drop tomorrow, so I got to get to my gal Stacy, who's down at the PodcastOne.
So can I do a little whoring?
Oh, yeah.
Steve,
whore like a motherfucker, because I got your whore stuff here. But you whore first.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Steve.
I'm going to put a condom on real quick.
First thing, hey, put that rubber on, Steve, because it's about to get crazy.
Motherfucking Magnum.
Fucking Magnum. Steve, you have an amazing social network presence. If anybody, if you guys, I'm a huge wrestling fan. If you want to quiz me on anything, I promise you will not be disappointed. I've been to the last 5 WrestleManias. I used to freaking stay up late at night with my mom and watch primetime wrestling with Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon at my house. We'd steal cable and watch the USA Network, and that's how we do it every single week. And, I mean, you know, I was watching the Monday Night Wars. I was going back and forth from WCW to freaking ECW in Philadelphia and WWF at the time. You have no idea, Steve. I mean, Steve, I brought Steve with. Steve is actually one of the best friends of Roddy Piper, and I didn't want to throw that out there, but I'm drunk, so I don't care. And
you're not driving, right?
No, hell no.
Okay.
Alfred's gonna drive.
Okay, all right, Alfred.
Alfred and I, we stalked you. We were there the weekend of WrestleMania 2009 when you got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And this knucklehead and myself, we got all drunk and we started stalking you at the Marriott because we just wanted you to autograph his championship belt. It was great. And I met you for 2 seconds, and you know what? I get the game, so you know what? I just want to get in, say hi, take a picture, and leave because I don't want to fuck with you. I got a couple pictures with you, but you know what? You were the nicest dude, and I just want everybody to know that even in those times, Stevie didn't know who the hell I was. I've met you probably about 9 times, and in those 9 times that I've met you, all I expected was just that initial hi. How you doing, man? Good. Take a picture. You would always smile. You weren't an ass to me. There was a lot of people that I met in the past that, people of success, and I just wanted to take a picture and say hi, and they treated me like, whatever. But you were always a solid, straight-up guy. You've always been exactly the person who's sitting in front of me, and I always appreciated that. This guy is a mark. That guy's a mark, and you're sitting in front of one of the biggest marks in the game. I've got 3 championship belts at my house. My whole game room looks like freaking the WWE and WCW threw up in a living room. I couldn't be more excited and more happy the fact that I'm taking these Ezekiel 4.9 fucked up tortillas to my car, and hopefully you autograph it and say, hey, I'm not eating this shit, and that's the bottom line. But, okay, so here's the whoring. I got a movie that's out of theaters right now called A Nut Job. I just did a movie with Marlon Wayans called A Haunted House Part 2. It's coming out April 18th. And at the end of this month, I'm recording a new comedy special called The Fluffy Movie. And it's going to come out in August in theaters. It's going to be a 90-minute special, and it's my stand-up. And we're talking about a dark place. I go into some places that are really not, just very personal. I talk about my mom passing. I talked about my dad who showed up after 30 years of not being there. I talk about my stepson and his dad showing up after 10 years. And so there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of happiness. And it's going to be a good special. In addition to that, there's about 6 other animated films. And I got to turn you on to animated business, bro, because you're going to make a killing.
Dude, man, I get that all the time. You know, people say, "Oh, man, you ought to be doing some voice work." Man, ain't nobody want to hear from a damn redneck-ass voice. If you can give me a hookup, I'd appreciate it. Real quickly, about Haunted House Part 2. Mm-hmm. That's what it's called?
Yeah. It's
what was your part in that?
I played Marlon Wayne's neighbor.
The Wayans are genius.
The Wayans are genius.
Did you ever see I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
I seen all. Wow.
Oh, dude, I love the Wayans, yeah.
He went back to the 90s on that one.
On
VHS.
VHS.
Spades.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. I'm a huge fan of Keenan from back in the day from A Living Color. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Sean Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Damon Wayans. All the Wayans family is talented, and they've got a lock on the game, and the movie's going to be funny. It tested in about 6 markets, and it already killed.
Yeah,
so
I believe it.
It should do well.
So you can check out, you know, man, I got a lot of Twitter followers out there. This dude is worldwide. Everybody knows who he is. But if you don't know him, because, you know, my podcast reaches a real diverse.
I understand it does.
All
Steve.
over the globe, man. I'm still
globe.
getting Russian. I'm still getting emails from that motherfucker in China. He refuses to send them in English. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. It's these little gimmick characters. Anyway, keep sending them. I'm reading them. I'm trying to read them. But anyway, you can follow Gabriel Iglesias at Fluffy Guy. At Fluffy Guy on
guys.
Twitter.
Hit me up on Twitter, at Fluffy Guy.
At Fluffy Guy. Now, your YouTube channel is just Gabriel Iglesias. Dude, you got millions and millions and millions. What is it?
If you go to YouTube and you just type in G-A-B, make sure you type in G-A-B, because if you just type in G-A, you're going to get Gangnam Style. So type in G-A-B, and then I pop up, and then you can click, and there's like 20 bajillion videos on there.
Well, goddamn, you ain't got to get hot about it. Fuck. Now, if you'll just lay back a little bit, let me finish my goddamn horn. Goddamn. I'll put the condom on for this motherfucker. I'm going to finish my shit. If you want to go to the motherfucker's website, go to...
Do your thing, bro.
Fluffy Guy got the Stone Cold music on his smartphone.
When you call me, that's what it plays.
Man, I see... You can check out his website, fluffyguy.com. Got all kinds of clips, got photos, got stories, got merch like a motherfucker, a class act, and a funny cat, and straight up, quick off the bat, and can think on his feet, and presents himself with a level of class and prestige. It's very good to meet you, finally, and when I remember it, there's so many people that I met back in the day. And I'm just glad that I was nice. You know,
and every
I've met
single
so many
time.
people, and I hear that I was nice. But, man, I've been hitting the head with so many goddamn chairs. I don't know where the shit wound my watch. I'm just glad I was nice to you when I met you.
Every single time you were. And you know what? I totally get it. You know what? I meet thousands of people every single year. And you know what? You can't remember everybody. But the fact that in my head, every single time you were a class act, you said, you know what? I said, can I take a picture? Absolutely, man. Here we go. Let's do this. And one time I asked you, I said, hey, can you take off your hat real quick so people can see it's Stone Cold? They know who it is. I'm like, you know what? They know who it is. And let's just take a picture. But you've always been super. And you know what? Above and beyond, I think I can speak for everybody in this room except for the guy that drives the Prius. We're beyond fans of yours. I mean, just you've inspired us. You've entertained us. You've been more real than most people that we can probably think of, and for that we really thank you. And I can honestly say that for this man and for this guy right here who stalked you with me in fucking Houston, Texas in 2000.
Man, I appreciate that. Let's talk real quickly. I want to wrap this thing up. Now, Saturday, February 1st, you're going to be in Los Angeles, California at the Hollywood Improv, correct?
That's this weekend, yes.
Yeah, coming up, so we can drop that date. This show airs tomorrow, Saturday, February 1st. Gabriel Iglesias, Los Angeles, Hollywood Improv. Then down the road, February 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, heading down to Atlanta in the GA at the Punchline Comedy Club. For those of you down in the FLA, Florida, February 13, 14, 15, 16 in Tampa, Florida at Side Splitters. I believe I have my information correct.
You have
I'm a smart motherfucker.
You are a
I got
smart
some bitch
motherfucker.
like Gabriel Iglesias coming in. I'm going to make sure I got my shit right, and I do.
You do. You
Shit.
do.
You think I'm fucking around?
You ain't fucking around.
Next time I come to see you in the LBC, I'll be having a go-wing on that 95 Bronco. Shit.
We're going to have some Tex-Mex food. I'm going to go sign your door right now, even though you don't want me to.
Yeah, I was kidding about signing my door.
I know.
Hey, for Gabriel Iglesias, you can follow his ass at Fluffy Guy on Twitter. I'm Steve Austin, BSR. I'm going to see them out the door. We're going to do 1 or 2 more shots. He's going to go do some comedy. I'm taking my wife to sushi. She'll drive. Gabriel, the posse, everybody, Joe,
Hey,
Alfred, Steve, thank you for
can
coming
you
to
do
my
this
house.
for me?
Yeah.
Steve, can you do this for me? Can you give me a hell yeah?
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's the bottom line!
Gusto Go said so.
This has been a Podcast One production. Download new episodes of The Steve Austin Show every Tuesday at PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.
See what's streaming free all month long during Amplify AAPI Voices on Pluto TV. Watch shows like Kim's Convenience with Simu Liu and amazing movies like Meet the Patels and Jason Momoa in Braven. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies and TV shows available on live and on demand. Download Pluto TV on all your favorite devices for free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. T-Pain's Nappy Boy Radio Podcast is back for our second season. Bigger and better than ever. Seriously, though, this ish is huge. I'm your host, T-Pain. Every Tuesday, join me and my guests and my co-host for action-packed, hilarious, inspirational conversation. That's right, we're doing T-Pain Tuesdays. We got the biggest guests, new drinks, new games, and crazy studio vibes. You already know what it is, and here's Nappy Boy Radio, baby. Listen and subscribe to T-Pain's Nappy Boy Radio Podcast. Season 2 is available now everywhere you get your podcast. You already know what it is. Come on through.